Ladies and gents, I'm Rusuji Reaction and this is True Facts Army Ant Raiders by the channel zefrank1. I wrote to do zefrank1 about carnivorous plants video. That creeped me out. That was just effing ridiculous. And the channel is awesome because the way he talks, he has this Morgan Freeman type voice where he sounds authority type of figure. So you're like, oh, he's gonna talk about some facts and just teach us something. That's the voice I wanna listen to. Then he's gonna make some weird joke and it's just like, oh, okay. Even if you know he's gonna make a joke, it always catch you off guard. It's just awesome. Remember people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction today. There's a link in the description. Check out the cast world playlist. Check out the end cards. And yeah, let's watch this one.
Hey, nope. All right. Hey, quick question. Could I... Seriously? Hey there, nope. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, settle down. I can explain. It's straightforward. My name's Pete, and I'm your new butt. Let's back up a bit. If you're picking up...
Wait a second, what just happened?
Seriously? Hey there, nope. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, settle down. I can explain. It's straightforward. My name's Pete, and I'm your new butt. Let's back up a bit.
Why did that bug cling on to the ant like that? Huh. I reacted to the army ant video from Kuzgazad. That was the first time the ants surprised me. Before that, I always, underestimated ants. I knew they were complex creature who basically follows and are just hardy. But there is lots of details about ant and ant world that surprised me in that video. Not just that, there are 3 videos from Kuzgazad that reacted about ants. They have this colony, civilization, they even have cattle. Goddamn, they are really deadly. These are army ants. I guess the smaller one, if I'm remembering correctly, were basically these nomadic warrior type ants who always moves on and fight. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
If you're picking up a kind of get me the fuck out of here vibe from that scorpion, that's because just a few yards away there are some ants milling about. Before you judge though, these aren't your run-of-the-mill playground picnic ants. These are army ants in the genus Eciton. If you follow this train of ants back to where they're coming from, you'll end up at one of these. This is their temporary home called a bivouac.
Look, here's the thing. You would never think that seeing an ants, a swarm of ants and scorpion basically running away. But yeah, so since I reacted to Kuzgazad videos, this doesn't surprise me. But yeah, this is just ridiculous. That means the scorpion had some kind of encounter with army ant in the past. So now he knows, like, okay, let's not fuck with that.
And it is made from hundreds of thousands of ants. If you look closely, you can see some of them holding hands to form chains. It's very cute, and they're good at it too. And these chains of ants link together to form a structure for the bivouac. Inside is a single queen, and all of these ants are her daughters. Every month or so, she lays up to 300,000 new eggs. And these eggs quickly become larvae. That's a lot of little ant babies to feed, and that's really when the murder starts. In the early morning light, the army ants begin to get a bit excited. All those tiny little ant legs walking all over each other. I'm sure it tickles. As the excitement grows, the bivouac comes alive until some tipping point is reached.
Alright, this is a time-lapse type of video, but the dimming and brightening of that light in that speed and those things moving like that, a horror music would be perfect fit for this one.
Raid begins. Thousands of ants begin to pour out of the bivouac and onto the ground. The shape of a raid depends on the species. Eciton burchellii are swarm raiders. The front of the swarm is a fan-like carpet of ants that can be up to 60 feet wide. It's basically what people hallucinate when they're having a bad trip. Don't do drugs, often. Many army ants are on the hunt for very specific prey, often targeting the pupae, larvae, and workers of another species of ant. These are the sorts of things that they bring home for supper. Baby food made out of real babies. Other army ants, including Eciton.
Army ants raid another type of army ants or some kind of ants, and they take the larvae with them after their attack. Damn.
Burchellii are not such picky eaters. All sorts of things are on the menu, which is why that scorpion was like, hell no.
Yeah.
As the raid progresses outward, an incredibly efficient operation emerges behind it. Lanes are formed connecting different parts of the front back to a base column. Along the way, groups of ants are cutting and tearing apart legs and other body parts. There's a job for everyone. On their way back to the bivouac, prey items are temporarily stored in what are called booty caches. You know, where you cache your booty. The ants build bridges out of their own bodies, allowing them to move over gaps and to smooth sharp corners. It's like when you get caught holding the door open for a large group of tourists. But all of this amazing group behavior seems to arise from a set of fairly simple rules that each ant follows. For example, if a bunch of ants start walking on your back, hold on tight and...
Alright, I hope it's not just me that, you know, when I see swarm of ants basically walking over other ants and just, you know, forming bridges and just, you know, basically going like that, that's just a bit creepy, isn't it? That's not just bit creepy, that's really creepy.
Stay still. You're a bridge now. If ants stop walking on your back, let go. You're not a bridge anymore. Except for you. You hang in there, little one. Sometimes, however, this rule-following behavior can lead to some problems. An ant will follow a scent trail left by another ant, and it in turn will lay down a scent trail behind itself. However, once in a while, a group of ants may get cut off from a main column, and this can result in ants following each other around in a circle. The phenomenon is called an ant death spiral, because in the worst scenario...
Why do I feel like there was a dick ant somewhere who knew this would happen? So that ant deliberately took a round turn like that and walked off, knowing that whatever ant comes in the back would probably will catch the sand, will start to turn into circles there.
The ants keep walking in circles until they exhaust themselves and die.
Damn.
However, more often than not, it resolves itself. Clusters of ants almost seem to gain escape velocity, breaking the pattern and dispersing the rest of the ants.
Escape velocity.
This collection of simple interactions performed by hundreds of thousands of ants can almost be seen as a single organism. Jerry, you have to proofread. Well, no, I don't have Freudian lips, Jerry. That's not even a thing. You made a typo. These army ant raids are incredibly efficient killing machines. In a single raid, these ants can capture over 30,000 prey items. Ant birds follow along these raids, not to eat the army ants, but rather to pick off all the poor bastards that are trying to escape. If the birds don't get you, then parasitic flies lay their eggs on your body so their larvae can eat you from the inside out. There's even these butterflies that follow along and eat the ant bird's poop. It's a whole thing. But the point is, if you're a small...
That many different type of insects and things in birds rely on army ant and their movement. Apparently army ants are really important. Look at that. Lots of other animals and insects rely on that. This is ridiculous.
Arthropod, you stay the hell away from these ants.
Yeah.
So what the hell is this guy doing? It turns out that a number of small arthropods don't stay the hell away from the army ants, and in fact try and stay very close. Army ants can provide quite a bit of food and protection. The trick, of course, is how not to get killed. Army ants have a bit of an itchy trigger finger when they sense that something isn't right. A number of species of rove beetle took the let's blend in approach. These are myrmecoids, or ant mimics. You can see that they went through quite a bit of trouble to look just like the ants.
Yeah.
Impressive. However, the ants are blind. A for effort. Their mimicry, however, is mediated by other senses. To get in with the ants, it's really about touch and smell. By mimicking the grooming behaviors of the ants, the beetle not only fits in, but it also acquires the scent of the colony. It gets right up in there, doesn't it? Some of these beetles are so specialized in their mimicry that they only associate with a single species of Eciton ant. Some are so well integrated that they'll even go along on raids. Other rove beetles who are less specialized in their mimicry don't fit in as well and risk being attacked by the ants. These beetles, like Tetradonia, hang out on the periphery, looking for opportunities to pick off and kill army ant workers that have strayed too far. Some rove beetles went in a different direction.
Damn. I mean, I knew the ants, army ants, and this type of ants have their own cattle type thing with a small insect, but this thing is new news. Beetles literally try to mimic as ants and try to fit in just so they can have some kind of food. I mean, that's like, one of those zombie movies where people literally, tries to, basically, I don't know, use the zombie blood or whatever to smell like zombie and act like zombies so they would escape or something like that. This is literally like that. This is ridiculous.
Instead of mimicking the ants, they developed teardrop-shaped armor, a shape that is almost impossible for the ants to attack. Clown beetles don't look much like ants at all, but they do quite a bit of ant grooming to acquire the colony smell. However, it's not foolproof, and a grooming can turn into a biting very quickly. Under threat, this little fellow balls up and pretends that he's dead, waiting for things to settle down a bit before getting back to business. Some of the smaller beetles, like Nymphister cronauri, aren't fast enough to travel with the ants when they move to a new location.
Oh, that's what that is.
So they have to figure something else out. The name Nymphister sounds like a cosplay character from an adult-themed comic book convention. Nice gloves. Sorry. This beetle uses its mouth parts to grab and hold on to the waist of a worker ant, and in doing so looks just like an ant's butt. Much like how groupies attach themselves to the crotch of band members to travel from city to city, this arrangement allows the beetle to travel with the ants. If this beetle booty generates unwanted attention from other ants, Nymphister can pull in its limbs and become virtually impossible to attack while it goes on its piggy butt ride. But beetles are not the only creatures to hitch a ride on these ants. Mites are perhaps the real stars of this behavior. Here one has that teardrop shape and is attached to the mandible. But Macrochelys retinmyri goes a step further, pun intended. They attach themselves to the feet of large major ants in the species Eciton dulcium. You'd think this would be a problem for the ant, especially an ant that likes to hold hands and form chains and build bridges. But this mite actually assumes the function of the foot as well, grabbing onto things just as the ant would do. It's certainly a complicated but effective way of making sure you don't get left behind. And that's important, because during the period...
Yeah, okay, so is this like a relationship, like, it knows that this mite is on the leg, so it's like fine, or does it do things like that so the ant doesn't realize? Or maybe ant does realize, but ant like, okay, this is way too much hassle to take it off or something like that. These ants are 1 centimeter long, right? I'm pretty sure I remember that from that video. They are just 1 centimeter long. So these other beetles and those small things are even smaller than that. Damn, all these things happen at that small level. Who would have thought we would ever look at things like that? This is ridiculous. I mean, 100, 200 years ago, nobody would even would think of looking at ants like that. They're just like, stupid ants, and just step on it. This is complex. Look at that.
That Eciton larvae are still immature, the colony will pack up and move to a new bivouac location every night. It's a bizarre and wondrous parade.
Yeah,
of
nomadic
babies
life.
and beetles and soldiers and workers. And right there in the middle, you can just see the queen, all rushing to build a new home, where in the morning, the murder starts again.
That was something. The murder start. That is so true, though. I mean, this was funny, but it was all accurate, wasn't it? That's the awesome thing about it. Since I've seen the Kusguza video, I know all these things, and it is really accurate. The murder starts. That's so true. These are literally nomadic warriors, these army ants. Damn. Well, people, that was True Facts Army Ant from the zefrank1. If you like my reaction to food, like and subscribe. Check out the reaction. There's a link in the description. Check out the cast of the playlists like Tia Zoo, Only Sarcastic Production, Internet Historian, CGP Grey, Kusguza in a nutshell. I upload lots of videos in 24 hours, so lots of people don't get notification to things, so I guess check out those playlists. You might have missed something, and comment down if you want to react to any video from this channel or any other channel. And yeah, I'll see you next time.